Welcome back everyone. Today I'm going to take a look at an old video of the cycle before it became Cycle of the Frontier and show you some differences, because there certainly are many differences, and I think this will be fun. We're at the start, but we got a lot to talk about. One, the UI is completely different. Second, this video is only 20 minutes, but we've already started the round for about 10 minutes. These matches were 30 minutes long. Third, you'll see the downed player in front of me. They're covered in blue, which means that they can triage. That's not in the game anymore. If you die, and you lose everything the first time you die. And then also down there you can see one of the monsters. They completely changed all the monsters. They're not like how they used to be. You'll also see how killing a player instantly gives you 10 stars and 10 coins. So these coins are what you use in the in-match store to drop new products for you. That also does not exist anymore. And the stars are how you win the match. So yes, you can win the match without evacuating at the end. Here's some Veltacite. You would place the mine on top of it, and you would come back after 20, 30, 40, a minute, depending on how big the Veltacite was, and then you'd go over to it and hit E and collect it. Also, as you can see, I'm flying. That is called the Firefly suit. Again, I don't think it's in the game anymore, but it lets you hover. And that, your kit would upgrade as you got more kills. And that's in match. All the stuff that happens in the match stays in the match. The K28 full auto version was insane. It was pretty much, you didn't need anything. You could save up until you got one of the most expensive weapons for your match. On the left you can see the objectives we have to get certain amounts of points. So also, overall, the map is less detailed, but also much more bright. It's not stormy all the time. It gets stormy at the last 10 minutes or so. Because how it works now is a perpetual server that people go in and out of at different times. So the entire time it's stormy. Those guys would protect the... Okay, that ring shows that an enemy is scoped on you.
Operator exceeded expectation. New kit subroutines enabled. Bounty claimed.
So also, as you could see in that gunfight, gunplay is a little less important. Gunplay was less of a focus because you had a lot of movement abilities, and that was a bigger part of the skills. Alright, so I just bought a Manticore from the in-game shop. That won't matter when I go into a different match because you unlock weapons on the planetary station and then you buy them in your match. And those credits don't go over either, so it really doesn't matter what you win and lose here. In general, it's much more arcadey, and I think that's something that a lot of games are lacking right now. I kind of wish it could have stayed how it was because it was pretty stress-free in the big scheme of things. Yes, that's also a thing you could do. Your health regenerates over time, but you could also buy meds in the match, which you can't do right now. If you start dying and you run out of stims that you packed with you, you're kind of done for. I don't know how I don't lose this fight, actually. I do. Okay. So there I used a triage, which recalled me to my drop pod. And you can only do that once per match. Another thing, I don't think fall damage existed in the older version. I'm not quite sure because I always used the Firefly suit, so I could just fly if I needed to not die of fall damage. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist. Because right now in the current game, fall damage can one-shot you easy. Also, your refiner can get damaged, and if the monsters completely destroy it, then you have to restart. So that is the drawback to having a machine do it instead of like using a pickaxe like you currently do. Enemies don't really drop materials that you can pick up because there aren't materials that you can pick up that are items for crafting, which is how it currently works. So now that it's an end game, we have about 7 minutes left. The storm's going to increase, and then there's going to be one evac spot in the center of the map that everyone has to go to. And once you get inside of the evac ship, you don't have to wait for it to leave, so people can leave at different times, so a lot of people can escape. And that's a nest. Those are kind of nasty. You gotta be prepared for those. Ah, howlers are in the old game too. These guys are much worse in the current game, let me tell you that. They will not leave you alone once you shoot them. And they have a lot more health, and they do a lot more damage. And that's one of the most expensive items. It goes to, I believe, 200, 500, and then 800. The 800 ones, kind of hit or miss. I think the Carla was one of the bigger sniper rifles. This thing, which I think was my favorite. There's also no ammo in here, so it's just kind of infinite. You just have to worry about what's in your mag. The assault rifles in this game can shred. This and the Advocate were pretty much just one-stops for destroying enemy players. But you know, grenades can't hurt. But I do win this game, actually. Boom, and that's how it's done. So up on the top right, you can see that the evac ship arrives in 20 seconds. So after it arrives, you have 3 minutes to clear the platform of monsters, and then you can escape once it's been cleared. So at the end, it's kind of like a team effort to kill all the monsters, but also killing the monsters gives you tons of stars. So you can pretty much win the game just on killing monsters at the end.
Let's get you back home. Evac's coming in 60 seconds.
This is one of my favorite times of the match. It's just so easy to rack up points here. This might have been my highest scoring match ever. 345 right now and more to come. This is, that's a lot. If you see that, the melee is you click the button and it just happens. Right now, you hit the melee and then you pull out your knife and you can either do a short attack or hold it down to do a longer attack.
Hostile prospector engaging. Warning. Hostile creatures detected in evac zone. Alert. Tech zone clear. Ship landing.
I honestly don't know how I got out of this. Oh, I just shot him. Okay, sick.
You eliminated a rival. Bounty target dispatched.
And that kind of cemented me as first place. And then you just hop in the ship, and then it freezes for like a good 5 seconds, but you know you're safe, and no one can hurt you.
Nice to have you with us.
Then you get to watch all the players who are all the way out, far away, kind of struggle and almost die in the storm. I can tell you, when I was playing this, as soon as I get in that ship, my heart rate just drops immediately, because, dude, this game was stressful. But again, it was a fun kind of stress, because you knew after the match was done, it wouldn't really affect any of your playing in the future. So now the storm's getting bad, and if you don't get to the ship, you're gonna die from like chip damage over time from the storm. And there we go. First place with 375 points. Second place has 225. That is probably my best match ever. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something about the previous cycle before it became Cycle of the Frontier. I hope that was fun, at least in some sort of way. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy this video, consider liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing, doing anything else that you think could help the channel. Highly appreciated. Stick around after the outro to see the photo of the week, and you may or may not see me next time. CWG does not pertain to anything other than my channel name in this context. CWG does not relate to any other acronym and should not be inferred as relating to any other acronym.